Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, sure enough, I do a video yesterday, Royal Caribbean comes out and they are changing their tune a little bit. That's right, most of their ships now, you won't be required to have a vaccine. They suggest you have a vaccine. They want everybody to be fully vaccinated, but you don't have to be. But boy, I think they're kind of playing with fire. So I found it really funny that all through this negotiating stages where you're having the cruise lines and you got the governor of Florida and you have the CDC and you have everybody trying to negotiate how to get cruises going, you had the tale of like 3 personalities with the cruise lines, right? Yeah, I mean, you had Christine Duffy, who was very, very quiet, very not saying very much out there, not, you know, we're hush hush, hush hush. And then you had Norwegian Cruise Line out there saying, hey, you know, if we have to follow, we're going to have vaccinated cruises. We may have to move right out of Florida if we have to. And so very aggressive stance, right? Saying this is the best way to do it. What are you talking about? And then you had Richard Fain over there with Royal Caribbean, and he's Mr. down the middle of the road, Mr. Positive. Oh, it's a very nice thing, and we're working together and everything. But it was really 3 distinct personalities, and Royal Caribbean's was conciliatory, right? They wanted to dance on the head of the pin. They wanted to walk that fine line. They didn't want to upset either side. And sure enough, if they announced that they're going to have they kind of said at one point that they were going to say vaccinated passengers and vaccinated crew, but then they come out and said, oh, no, that was only for the test cruises. We're only talking about the test cruises for that. We wanted people to have that for the test cruises. But when we sail with passengers, we're not going to require that. But you know, if you're unvaccinated, you're going to have to follow different protocols. Oh, well, what are those protocols, you may ask? Well, we'll let you know. Okay. So here's my problem. I hate when people say we'll let you know in the future. Because all that means is they don't know. They don't know how they're going to do it yet. In fact, they don't know if they can do it yet, because are they going to go by the honor system? Are they going to say to people, tell you what, if you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask around the ship. But if you haven't been vaccinated, you do have to wear a mask, and we're going to trust you to do it. I guarantee you don't see a mask on the ship. I guarantee you no one out there who hasn't been vaccinated yet is going on that ship and putting their mask on, walking down the corridors or heading up on deck. I guarantee you that. And so will the CDC say, well, you're not following the protocols then. You're not finding the people, you're mixing people who have been vaccinated and haven't been vaccinated. And if they have another system where you ask the people who's been vaccinated and who hasn't, then you're breaking Florida law. So I don't know how they're going to do this yet. And I don't think they know how they're going to do this yet. And let's be honest out there, everybody. Let's be perfectly honest. Since the CDC has announced that you don't have to wear a mask outdoors and in some public places if you've been vaccinated, yet on airlines you still have to wear a mask. But since they made that announcement, disruptions and fights on airlines have more than doubled since that's been announced. So are you telling me you're not going to have any disruption on a cruise ship if you go up to somebody and say, I'm sorry, sir, you haven't been vaccinated, you have to put a mask on? Let's be honest. There's no way there's not going to be some sort of argument, and that's a worry to me. I don't want disruptions and fights breaking out and security being called and over something. I want a vacation when I go on a cruise ship. I want to relax when I go on a cruise ship. So right now, if I'm looking at Royal Caribbean or I'm looking at Celebrity, even though I'm not vaccinated yet, right? I'll wait till I can go on Celebrity when I'm vaccinated, just because I don't want that disruption. I don't want that possibility. And so it really makes it interesting how they're going to do that. And you know how you find out how they're going to do that? Well, you subscribe to the channel. That's right. You subscribe up top, hit that notification button, and that way, as soon as I know, you'll know. You'll be notified, and you'll know the protocols in place. See how I snuck that in there? See, I just, under the wire, kind of snuck it in there. So yeah, as we're waiting and we're trying to find out what's going on with Royal Caribbean, we have Royal Caribbean Adventure of the Seas sailing in like 6 days. And they've been told you don't have to wear a mask on board. And everyone's saying, look, see, they can do it. Yeah, but they're sailing out of Nassau, and it's a fully vaccinated cruise, and you have to show proof that you've been vaccinated on that cruise. So when we see pictures of people walking around on the decks and people going on shore excursions and not having to wear a mask, and we see people enjoying themselves and having a good time, remember, that's a far different picture than what you're going to see on a Royal Caribbean ship out of the United States if they don't have vaccine-only cruises. They have to have some way to separate it. Now, the CDC did come out and they said the cruise lines can block off sections and have vaccine-only, non-vaccinated, non-vaccinated dining, vaccinated dining, vaccinated theater, unvaccinated theater. They can do that. The trouble is, how do you do that? How do you put those protocols in place that also passes the CDC's inspections that you're doing it properly? How do you know that you have, if you walk on that ship, if the CDC inspector walks on that ship and he sees not a single person wearing a mask, you don't think they're going to be asking questions on, well, how do you know they have had their vaccine? How do you know this is 95% to allow everyone to be able to do that? And I know in the guidelines it says at their discretion. However, you still have to show your work. It's like when you're working out a math problem in school, you have to show how you're coming up with these solutions. You have to show proof that you've done your work. And I really don't know how they're going to do it. You can't ask, have you been vaccinated, sir? On the way into the cruise port, you're breaking Florida law. And, Richard Fain came out and he was all thanking the governor for his hard work and thanking the CDC for working together and saying it's, the cruising industry is all coming together now. But then when he's asked about how are you going to implement this, we'll let you know in the future. I hate those words because I hated it when the CDC said it. We'll let you know. Hey, when are we going to get the second round of guidelines? We'll let you know in the future. Hey, Royal Caribbean, when are you going to tell us the guidelines for unvaccinated cruises? We'll tell you in the future. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more tips, tricks, and travel vlogs from around the world? Hit the subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation. Yeah, that just sounds better than the way I was trying to do it. It didn't roll off the tongue.